Defeat against Hull FC last week. What positives can you take from the game?
I thought the boys that turned up were good. There was a few mistakes, and obviously most of our mistakes were coming from one-on-one tackles. So those are the positives out of that. There's a few things that we obviously out of our control, that a few calls and whatnot, but we create our own luck really. So that's on us to make those tackles, and obviously let the officials do the rest.
Yeah, we had 4 new loan players in action as well. All impressed from what we saw.
Yeah, I thought the short amount of time that they had to prep for that game with the new players and their surroundings, I thought they did well, and obviously having another full week into it will be good for them and how we start turning things around and move forward.
Yeah, Danny Richardson's come in on loan this week. Experienced half-back, ticks all the boxes for us.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's had his first session today, and he's not looked out of place. He's exactly what you said. He's out and out half, and comes with experience, and you can see it out there today.
Yeah, as our tactics changed in the loan market, because before we were going for sort of second row centres, now we're into half-backs and hookers. Is it obviously what's available, or are we changing tactics?
There's no tactics in it. It's we lose some bodies in certain positions, we want to replace it straight away. So there's nothing real, no science to it other than replace the bodies really.
Yeah, Kane Rob sort of earlier said tests. How does that work with a loan player? Does he get to come back when he recovers or not?
I'm not too sure what the club's deal, how that went. Like you said, it's because it's a loan deal and he can't play next week. I'm not too sure if he stays or comes straight back after that. Depends on the situation here and the bodies and how many loans we can have. Yeah,
Joe Shorrock's been banned for a game below for us. Does that mean we have to kind of change the way we play now, because we're probably one of our more attacking players?
No, we play the way we play. That's always been the system. It's whoever comes into that position, we train all week, and nothing changes. We adapt to the game plan, not to a player.
Yeah, having Dan and Richardson available gives us options now in the halves, creates competitions for places.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we haven't seen for a while. Having a small squad and a few injuries, and obviously a few bodies leaving at the same time. So, yeah, it's good to see a bit of competition and a bit of a headache in the coach's office to decide who's in and who's out. Yeah,
we've played Saints before this season. Are you a fan of the Loop fixtures?
I think I got this question last week, and I answered the same. I'll answer it again. I think it's silly. I think it's our 3rd or 4th time playing him this year, and that's you do the math.
Yeah. Final one from me. Saints is a tough place to go, but we're on a journey both on and off the field. Hopefully we'll pick up a win.
Yeah, definitely. We don't go into a game hoping to lose, so we're always chasing that win. So no matter who it's against, this week it's against Saints, so we'll be chasing that win again.
Brilliant, Krisnan. Good luck.
Cheers, Tom, mate.
Hi, Krisnan. Hope you're well.
Hey, mate. Hope you're well.
Was the whole performance maybe the best you've seen for a while? Certainly that first 40, you look like you had some real attacking intent and threat there.
Yeah, I think honestly, I thought we showed a good start in the game. I thought we were right into it. A few, like I said before, a few calls probably changed a bit in how the boys went leading into the second half and whatnot. But I thought it was all positive in the first 40. I thought we could have built on it in the second 40, and things just didn't happen for us, and then we didn't get that snowball effect that we wanted.
How did you sort of pull through in terms of the squad? Any new injuries? Any concerns?
Not too sure. Other than obviously Kane obviously having a head knock. Just like every other game and every other team, just a few knocks here and there. It's halfway through the season now, so you'd be lying if boys weren't sore at this time.
Obviously, we already touched on Joe Shorrock's picked up penalty points and suspension. I think he made his feelings clear on that with a comment on social media. what were sort of your thoughts on it? It seemed to be a bit of something and nothing.
Yeah, I think technicalities sort of take away a bit of game sense and just a bit of genuine knowledge of the game. Obviously, if you're going in for a tackle, if a kick's been made, obviously if this is my view of it, if I feel like I can pull out but I tackle him, then sweet, late shot all day. But once you're already in the motion of the tackle and there's literally not even half a second to make a decision, it's impossible. So that's how I see it.
Do you think we've sort of seen more penalties and penalty points handed out for that sort of stuff this year, with a late hit on the kicker or the tackler? Passer, I should say.
Yeah, I think late and dangerous are two different things. So I think we got to determine every tackle specifically to the action, not put everything under one bubble. Obviously, that was deemed late, which, like I said, I don't agree. But the game changes every year. We get given certain rules that they'll crack down on certain things, and then the year after it'll be something else. So I think we just need to be consistent everywhere along the board and just follow the rule book. Obviously, if you're at our games, you'll know that our sidelines are very vocal, and I think that comes down to the people on the sideline knowing the rules and reading it. We get taught the rules, so we've got to read it. So I think everyone's got to be accountable at some point. If I know if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to put my hand up and say sorry to the fourth official and whatnot. But I'll definitely be first to voice my opinion when it comes to our team and things that I don't agree with.
I guess one man that will be playing though this year is sort of this weekend. So is Colby Ruggles. What's the latest with him beyond the end of this weekend? Have you got any update on that?
No, to be honest, other than he's here to train and play, he's putting his best foot forward and putting his hand up to play every week. So that's what we want from the boys who turn up every week and every day to training, and they've been nothing but good for us. So the boys who are here and still turning up for game day, they're the ones that I take my hat off to.
And just lastly from me, obviously with Kane, I guess not counting on the loan quota this week, is there any potential for bringing anyone new in before the weekend, or is it as you were?
I think it's as is at the moment, other than obviously Richardson. I think there's a certain amount of players you can have, let alone how many you can actually put in the squad at the same time. So at the moment, it's as it stands.
No problem. Good luck this weekend, Krisnan.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Hi mate, it's Alex from Radio Manchester. You okay?
Hey mate, how are you?
Yeah, too bad. Rose spoke to us after Sunday about how there were some shoots of recovery, and it's almost the most positive he's been this season with that performance. Just wondered, would you go along with that in terms of Sunday?
Yeah, I thought like we spoke earlier, I think the performance was good for 40 minutes. I think our main goal is to perform for the 480 until that final whistle goes. We're always in for a chance and to play at our best, to play our best footy, obviously, for the 480. So I thought they played well.
How do you go about is it messaging on the training ground? Is it more obviously I know with this how the squad's changed so much, but is it just more practice in terms of being able to put in an 80-minute performance?
Yeah, it's different for us. Obviously, we don't have the same bodies every week, game day, let alone during the week for training. So there's always changes and there's always different combinations that need to be practiced. Obviously, game plan every week changes as well. So there's a lot of changes. And like I said, fair play to the boys who turn up every week and put their hand up. And obviously, someone else comes in, someone else leaves, or someone else gets hurt, someone else has been replaced. So I think our boys have been really good at change, especially on the go, whether it's a day before or the week before. Everyone just puts their hand up and says, yeah, sweet, new game plan, let's go.
And I mean, Chris Hill spoke in an article to the Sun talking about how the player welfare side of things has been poor, and you called it atrocious from the RFL. I mean, do you think that the governing body is doing enough to help out the players in terms of a welfare point of view?
I think our welfare has been awesome in-house. Chris O'Connor's been good for us, and he's made sure he's done obviously his job, and obviously the job of the RFL on top of player welfare. I think he's been a big plus, so I'll pump his tyres. I think he's been awesome for us.
What sort of things does he do? Because obviously there's just so much going on and so many players coming in and out, and the injuries that have happened as well. So what sort of things, how does that, the players with him as well, what sort of things happens?
Yeah, he's always carrying the boys' boots, bags, making coffees, that type of stuff. But he does all the professional stuff, what his job requires. He makes the phone calls. He's always regular checks on players who are, whether they're injured or not, especially the injured players. It's a bit lonely when it comes to rehab, and when you're in that room, obviously trying to grind away to get back on the field. It's a dark place, and he's been awesome with everyone, whether they're playing or not.
And do you think that you have had enough from the RFL?
Sorry, repeat?
So, do you think you have had enough support from the government, from the RFL?
If I was to tick a box every time they came in, could probably do it in one hand. So you take it from there if that's enough for especially the boys and the staff in this position we've been in.
And on Sunday as well, I suppose it's just keeping on. I mean, what's your message to the players at the moment? Is it just taking a day as you can, as it has been for the past sort of 5 months?
Like I said, they've been professionals. They've been really good for us. Same as every other week, run hard, tackle hard, play for the badge, play for your family, whatever your inspiration is, just keep doing it.
Thank you, mate.
Sweet.
Hi, Krisnan, you all right?
Hey, mate.
Just quickly on looking back at the weekend, was Tiaki Chan out because of a limit on the loan players you can have in the squad, or was there an injury to him?
Yeah, that was it. You nailed it. So you've answered your own question there.
Okay, so obviously you're going to have that same issue next week. So I think you've got 7 at the moment. So do you have any? Will it be him again, or will there be a bit of rotation around which loan player will miss out?
Yeah, we're trying to decide because we might have some bodies back and we might have some bodies that are out. So we haven't really chosen our team yet.
Is Joe Mellor one of those that's coming back or not?
No.
Right, that's all from me anyway. Thanks. Best of luck on Sunday.
No worries, Tom, mate.
Hi, Krisnan. It's Martin Sadler here from League Express.
Hey, mate.
Just a quick question from me, really. It's obviously an incredibly difficult year for everybody at the club, and for you as a coach, and for obviously all the players and the staff and so on as well. I mean, how would you characterise it? Because you've got different players every week who you're having to bring in, relying so much on loan players. How difficult does that make being a coach? Because if you compare yourself to the guys at most of the other clubs, they've got a standard squad who they know they're going to be playing week in, week out with a relatively small number of changes. You've got such a bigger job, really. How are you coping?
Myself, I think I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying the challenge, but as a staff, coaches, I think I can't speak high enough of the other 2 coaches, Rolly and Ags. I think they've been awesome. It's like they've done it before. They've held everything together as much as the rest of our staff. So I think everyone's been doing a good job.
Do you see some light at the end of the tunnel now? I mean, people have said already that the last game against Hull, although you didn't win it, there were signs of turning a corner, particularly in the first 40 minutes. do you see? I mean, can you see the club coming out of this and gradually, getting it to a situation where you can be a bit more stable on the field and so on?
Being religious, I always see the good in everything, so I'm always hopeful and always keeping the faith. So I'm hopeful that the club will change things around and be moving in a better direction than it is at the moment.
And hopefully reasonably soon, Krisnan. That would be, rather than waiting until the end of the season, hopefully it'd be nice to get at least 2 or 3 more wins on the board, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely. It's not a nice feeling when you're losing all your games and not giving ourselves a chance, obviously, as a team, let alone with what we've got and the circumstances, which we don't really like using as an excuse. So, yeah.
Well, it would be a damn good excuse, actually. But final thought about the fans. The fans, most of them have stood by you this year, as far as I can tell. Do you have any thoughts about any message for them or about them?
I think they've been outstanding. Like I said, I take my hats off to them. They turn up every week. The same ones that I see in the grandstands behind the posts, in the main stand. I see most of those people at the away games too. Especially the away games. I feel like those are the fans that are riding it through the tough times with us, and they're the ones that deserve anything good that happens to the club in the future.